in collaboration with Addis Media Network. This is English for grade 6. Hello, students. How have you been? Do you remember what we have learned last week? Yes, we have seen cause and effect from Unit 6, right? Yeah. Can you tell me what cause is or what effect is? Let us revise it. Cause is the reason. The reason, yeah? The reason why something happened. The reason why something happened. Right? Or something happens. Cause is the reason why something happens. Yes? That means it is the first action. When we say the first action is the cause, that means there is what? A sequence. Yes? And what is that? That is effect. And we also said about effect that an effect is what? The result. Very good. An effect. It is the result. The result. The result of a cause. The result of a cause. All right? And then last week, if you remember, we have seen some ways or techniques in language how we express cause and effect. Can you mention some of them? Can you mention some of the conjunctions that we use or the preposition that we use to express cause and effect? Let me give you a few seconds to think or to remember what we have said last time. Take 1 minute and then remember the techniques or the language that we use to express cause and effect. Okay, I am sure most of you have started with because of, right? That was the first. Because of. Yes, because of is one, which can help us to express what? Cause and effect, right? Yes, and we also say because. Oh, yes. I want you to tell me the difference between because of and because. What is the difference between the two? Yes, the difference is only on the structure, right? On the structure that we use. Because of is followed by, it is followed by what? Yes, if you say a noun or noun phrase, that means you are right. Yes? Because of is followed by a noun or noun phrase, which means noun with an adjective. It can be determiner or what we call the articles. Right? Okay, how about because? Because is followed by a clause. Yes? It is followed by a clause. What do we mean when we say a clause? Think about the simple sentences that we have seen, yeah? Yes, a clause, which means subject plus verb, okay? This is the difference between these two. And we also said that because of and because come up with, is it with the cause or with the effect? Yes, they come up with the effect. Yes, just to remind you the pattern, we said that because or because of, look, because or because of, because or because of, plus cause, yeah, then comma, and then plus effect. This is one form and one way of expressing cause and effect. Yeah? You remember cause and effect is one of the activities that we face in our daily life, right? There is a cause for whatever we do in our life. Yes? There is an effect or a result for whatsoever we have done. Like, for example, if you pass your exams, that is the result of your study, your hard work. Yes? If you fail, the same. Right. The second way of telling cause and effect is what? Since. Yes? Since. All right? Since is also one way of telling cause and effect. Right? For example, you can say like this. Since you came early, yes? Look, since you came early, that means after since, we are telling what? We are telling a cause. Yeah? Since you came early, yes? You get a front seat. A front seat. All right? Since you came early, you get a front seat. This is another way of telling cause and effect. Getting a front seat is what? Effect. Wonderful. And how about the other pattern? The other pattern that we have seen last time? Yes? Leads to. Very good. Leads to. Leads to. You see? This is also one language item which can help us express what? Cause and effect. What is the reason? What leads to what? Yes? The first, which comes before leads to, is what? It is the cause. Yeah? And what comes after is what? The effect. For example, look. Working hard leads to success. Working hard leads to success. Now, this time, working hard is the cause and success is what? The effect. So these are some of the techniques of expressing cause and effect that we have discussed last week from chapter 6. Yes? And today we're going to see on expressing agreement and disagreement. In this lesson, we will see how to agree with an opinion of people, maybe it is during speaking or writing, and how to disagree. After this lesson, you will be able to use or identify the phrases that are helpful for expressing agreement and disagreement. You communicate very well by telling your agreement or disagreement in a role play. Yes, you can write the phrases how to agree and how to disagree. Okay? So let's begin our today's lesson. Follow me. Okay, let us see the phrases that are helpful to agree. Agree. How can we tell our agreement? Or what are the language patterns that are helpful to express our agreement, our support, or our positive say for the opinion of other people? Let us see some of the common phrases. The first one. I agree, yeah? I agree 100%. This is one way. I agree 100%. Another, you can say definitely. Definitely. Yes? Or exactly. Exactly. Yes? Or you can say what? Absolutely. Absolutely. Another one, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. This one seems negative, yeah? But it is not. We will see it in a sentence. All right? And the other one, true. Simply you can say what? True. Or sure. Yes? Sure. Or you can say I support your idea. Or I support your point. These are phrases, some of the many, that can help us what? That can help us to tell or express what? Agreement. Let us say them together once more. The first one, I agree 100%. Very good. I agree 100%. And this one, definitely. Good. How about the third one? Exactly. Yes, exactly. And next, absolutely. Or I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more means I have nothing to add. Everything what you say is what? My opinion. All right? Okay, let's see. Then you can simply say what? True. Or sure. Or certain. Yes? And the other one, I support your idea. Or I support your point. And one more, let me add one more, which is quite common. You can say what? I am with you. I am with you. When you say, I am with you to somebody, it's not physically being with someone, all right? Which means, in the case of communication, if you say, I am with you, that means you are telling that you accept the person's idea. Is it clear? So, these are what? Common phrases or common words that can help us express our agreement. Good. So, the other way that you face during communication is what? Disagreement. Yes? You don't always support people's point of view or opinion, yeah? So how do we disagree? We will see the common phrases that we use to disagree. All right. Disagree. Okay. One of the common phrases on expressing disagreement is, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. You say what? I don't think so, because when you disagree, be careful not to be harsh or rude, okay? Okay, so I don't think so is one, and the other one, yes? I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree. Or simply, I disagree, okay? It's okay to say I disagree or I strongly disagree, okay? Or the other phrase or the other way of expressing disagreement is what? Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Or you can say what? I am on the other side. I am on the other side. This is another. I am on the other side means I am to the opposite of what you are saying. Okay? And the other one is I would say the opposite. And another one, oh, I don't agree. I don't agree. These are what? These are some of the common phrases that we express our agreement and disagreement. Let us see how we use them in a sentence. Are you ready? Let's make a dialogue or a role play between two students, okay? But we start with the positive one, with the agreement. Okay, good. All right. Student 1 or S1 says, look, S1 says homework is helpful to remember what we have learned. Look, student 1 says like this: homework is helpful to remember what we have learned. Yes? How do you agree for this one? Let us use one of this. Yes? You can say what? Student 2, which is you, all right? How do you say? I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And then you can extend your opinion. You can add some more, yes? By saying, I agree 100%. When we do our homeworks, we remember what the teacher has done in the classroom, okay? Or you can say, while doing our homeworks, we can help each other. So not simply just expressing or using this phrase, but you can also add what? Your opinion in order to extend the communication, okay? Let us add some more. Student 1 again, okay? Student 1, look, movies or film, movies help us, yeah, develop our language skill, okay? Develop our language skill or fluency, okay? Look, movies help us develop our language fluency. For example, when you watch movies that are made in English, yes, you entertain yourself, that is one thing, and on the other side, you can also develop what? Your language, right? So, what do you think we should say for this one? For example, me, your teacher, movies help me to develop my language, to develop my pronunciation or my accent. So how should I agree? Yeah, I can say what? Absolutely. Look, student 2, absolutely. Absolutely. You see? Just to give it a stress. Yes? Absolutely. Then I can extend. For example, we learn different accents from movies. Different and native accents. Native, yeah? Accents, native accents from movies. At first, I agree with the first speaker's opinion, and then I extend my communication. How do I do that? I give a supporting information or a supporting sentence. What is that? We learn different and native accents from movies. So this is how we express what? Our agreement using these language items or phrases. Okay, this helps you what? During communicating, when you communicate with your friends, your teachers, your parents, or when you write a dialogue, yes, or different texts. You express your agreement using this phrase, all right? Let us see to the second one, how to disagree. Let me give you some examples here. Look, we're going to do a dialogue because this issue is more into what? Communication, okay? All right. Okay, how is that? Let's say the first one. This is from a lazy student. Be careful, okay? He says, reading books is a waste of time. A waste of time. Look, he says what? Reading books is a waste of time. How do you answer? Do you agree? No. But look, my agreement is very strong. Yes, as a teacher, I don't like this idea. I totally disagree. But I have to express my disagreement, yes, using this phrase, all right? So I prefer this one. Look, teacher, how do I say? Yeah, I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree. Okay? I strongly disagree. If you say why, yeah, I can say, or I can extend my opinion. You gain knowledge from books. From books. Here, you see? I strongly disagree. Then, how do I say? You gain knowledge from books. Yes? Yeah, let me give you one more. One more. Which one do we use? Let's come here. Okay? I don't want you to miss the phrase on how to agree and disagree. Okay? All right. Okay, another way. Student 1 says, eating too much sweet is fun. You see? Eating too much sweet is fun. Okay, maybe it's fun, but there is also a problem. So I don't have to agree with this. So how could I say? I prefer this one. Okay? Student 2. Yes? You can say what? I am on the other side. Or I would say the opposite. Okay? I would say the opposite. I would say the opposite. Yes? Because eating candies also has what? Too much candies has a problem. Yes? You can get too much weight, or you become what? Very aggressive. The more you eat sweets, the more you become what? Aggressive. Right? So this is how we agree and disagree. In the middle of your conversation, while you talk or discuss with people, if there is an opinion that you agree, use one of these phrases and then tell your agreement. You can extend your sentence by adding or by giving a sentence how or why you agree. All right? Or you can disagree using these phrases politely. Okay? Let us connect this agree and disagree with how to tell and how to ask and give an opinion. Okay? Just for a very few minutes. All right. Asking for an opinion is the first one. Asking for opinion. This is one, asking for opinion. Okay? Example, look, you say, what do you think? I'm sure you remember because we have seen this. What do you think? Yeah? What do you think about reading reference books? Yes? This is how we ask what? Opinion. What do you think about reference books? Then the next step for this one is what? Giving opinion. giving opinion. And if you remember, we have seen different phrases on how you give opinion. Yeah? I'm going to use one of them. Look, what do you think about reading reference books? Then somebody might say, look, speaker one says, I think, yeah? Reading reference books, yes, help us understand understand the lesson. Now, this is my personal opinion. The first, asking for opinion. How do I say? What do you think about? The second one, giving opinion. Then, how do I give my opinion? I think reading reference books help us understand the lesson. Let's come to today's lesson. Do you agree? Let's see. Agreement. Mr. X says, yeah, I totally agree, or I agree. I agree. Yes, I agree. Then he says what? The more we read, the more we read, the more we learn. You see? This is how Mr. X agrees with my opinion. But Mr. Y is going to disagree. Look, disagreement. Then here comes Mr. or Mrs. Y. Mrs. Y. Yes? Mrs. Y says, look, I don't agree. Yeah? I don't agree. Yeah? Our books, when this person says our books, that means our textbooks, yeah, are enough. Look, how does he disagree? He says what? She says what? I don't agree. Then, to strengthen her disagreement, she says what? Our books or our texts are enough. You see? What have we done so far? We ask for an opinion on an issue of reading reference books. Then, what comes next is giving personal opinion by saying, I think. And the third step is what? Today's lesson. How to agree and disagree in a given opinion, which is what? I agree. The more we read, the more we learn. And somebody came up with an opposite idea. And then what did he say? Mrs. Y, she says what? I don't agree. Our books or texts are enough. You see? This is how we ask opinion, give opinion, agree with an opinion, or disagree with an opinion. Am I clear? I'm sure you can simply tell or ask for opinion, give opinion, agree with an opinion, and disagree. Let me check you, okay? Let us do these activities with me, all right? Activity 1. Activity 1. All right? The first step, ask opinion. Opinion on the following. Okay? 1, eating vegetables. Eating vegetables. 2, playing video games. Playing video games. 3, studying with a partner. Studying with a partner. Okay, these 3 are quite enough. The first one is what? Eating vegetables. The second one, playing video games. And the third one, studying with a partner. Now, the first task here is what? Simply ask opinion on the following. Remember what we have seen on asking an opinion, all right? So use those phrases and ask opinion to your friends. Let me give you 3 minutes for the 3 topics, okay? 3 minutes. Okay, we are back. 3 minutes is over, and I am sure you have used different phrases, yes? Let us just see an example. Okay, you can say, do you think eating vegetables, do you think, yeah? Do you think eating vegetables is healthy? This is one way of asking an opinion. you can say, what do you think about, or what is your opinion about eating vegetables? Yes? Or you can say, what would you say about vegetables? Different ways. Just remember what we have seen last time, all right? Okay, let's come up to the second one, playing video games. Let's see. Would you say playing, playing video games is important? Question mark. Would you say playing video games is important? Or what do you think about playing video games? Yeah? Or you can say, wouldn't you say playing video games is important? Do you think playing video games is important? What is your opinion about playing video games? In different ways, all right? Let's come up to the third one, studying with a partner. Yeah? Okay. What do you feel? What do you feel? What do you feel about studying with a partner or a friend? Or what would you say about studying with a partner? Now, task 1 is completed. The second task is, this is the first one, and the second one, give an opinion, or give opinion, okay? Give opinion on the above. So remember, when you give opinion, use the language patterns, in my opinion, I feel, I think, I would say, etc. Whichsoever you like, okay? The first one says what? Do you think eating vegetables is healthy? Then how do I say? I think, yeah, vegetables are, yes, are, yeah, healthy and advised to eat, yeah, advised to eat, yes. I think vegetables are healthy and advised to eat. How about for the second one? Would you say playing video games is important? Let's go. You can say, in my opinion, spending too much time on video games is not good. All right, that is a personal opinion, okay? How about the third one? What do you feel about studying with a partner? Okay, then I can answer like this. I feel, yeah, working together leads to success. So, we have gone 2 steps. The first one, asked opinion. The second one, give opinion. One thing is left, and that is going to be your homework. Now look, how do you feel about this? Do you agree or disagree? Next week, when we meet, I want you to come up with your answers. How do you agree for this one? I think vegetables are healthy and advised to eat. This is one. The next one. In my opinion, spending too much time on video games is not good. This is personal opinion. You can agree or disagree. It doesn't matter, all right? And the third one, I feel working together leads to success. Do you agree or disagree? This is going to be your homework. So today we have seen how to express agreement and disagreement when you communicate with people. And we have seen some common phrases and language items that can help us express and tell our agreement. Some of them are, I strongly agree. I couldn't be, or I couldn't agree more. You see, I couldn't agree more, which means I have nothing to say. You have said it all right? Or I strongly agree, I agree, and the simple words, exactly, absolutely, definitely, true, sure. These are some of the common ways in expressing agreement. And how about expressing disagreement? Yes, you can say what? That's not true. I don't think so. I strongly disagree. I disagree. Yes? I am on the opposite side, or I would say the exact opposite, etc. These are how we tell disagreements. That was all what I have for today. See you next time. Until then, have a good one.